it is all about indulging
Mm.
in victimhood. And I don't want to go to a far off piece because you're on a beautiful train of thought, but in health and wellness, that's a huge narrative to profiteer off of. Oh, you're genetically this way.
Yeah.
You need this drug, or don't bother trying, or da-da-da-da. And I've always fought that narrative. And historically it was, oh, you're a fat shamer, you hate fat people. I'm like, sure, whatever. And then there were the people that could see through it, and they appreciated that I was trying to empower people by saying, if you live in this victim mentality, you're fundamentally disempowered to change anything. While there was a time in your life that you were a victim, the choices that you have made in response to that are killing you. And you could live in that world. There was a healthy amount of support to juxtapose the overwhelming criticism. But now everybody is a victim, and people love it. And I think they've been conditioned to love it.
Mm. Well, it's interesting because this word victim has become so loaded. And here's the truth. There are circumstances that we're born into, and then there's the choices we make in those circumstances. And just like we all have good and evil, we all are the hero or the victim. We all have things about our birth or our skin color or our sex that we didn't choose, obviously. And then we're born into a time that has a society that looks at all those attributes a certain way. That deserves to be acknowledged, but it doesn't warrant being indulged in, which is the actual problem. When I think people are saying victimhood, it's choosing to constantly focus on what's immutable about you and you can't change versus focusing on what can I change? Where can I be powerful? How can I alchemize this bad into good?
Okay.
And that's the message of empowerment I think people need to hear, because it would be dishonest to say, like, we're going to talk about race relations. And
we have to. I'm completely lost. And it's the first time in my life I think I would ever say that to you.
Yeah.
I think when you're saying even that needs to be acknowledged, I don't even know what needs to be acknowledged anymore.
Yeah.
I can't. And I think, I'm so sorry. And I don't mean to interrupt you, just to put the full thought out there of what I mean by that is from my perspective, right? We watched the boomers, and they burned bras for women, and they marched alongside MLK and all of that, the good guys, right? Marched alongside MLK and fought for civil rights and all of these things. And then I'm a kid, and there's still one black person on the magazine cover, and there's only one black show on TV. It's the Cosby Show, right? And we start consuming the Cosby Show and NWA. And we're buying the tickets, we're buying the t-shirts, we're casting the ballots. My generation was the one race human, love is love. And I thought we were doing a great job right up until 2020. And there is so much anger and so much rage and so much that needs to be acknowledged. And Black people get pissed. I shouldn't need to tell you. And it's like, I think you're going to have to. I can't figure out what the you're still so mad about. And you want allies. But when you tell me like I'm the root of all your problems, how am I supposed to be an ally when you've already made me your enemy? I don't even know what you need. Help me.
Yeah, let me help.
Help us.
Let me help. So let me first talk about this idea of race to begin with, because I think that's actually the fundamental problem. Things that are real exist independently of the mind. So this table is real.
Okay.
We are real. These microphones are real. Whether I think they exist or not, they exist. They're mind independent. Things that are not real are concepts like race. It's not real. Even
genetically, it's not real, right? You can't tell off of a DNA test if a person is Asian or Caucasian or Black.
Race is a concept that we use to refer to certain genetic correlates like melanin. But race itself is not real. It's a very arbitrary way of looking at these genetic correlates.
Right.
But there's tons of things that aren't real that are still useful. For example, the concept of the nation state is not real. America's not real. It's an idea, and it's a set of laws and customs and norms that we all agree to. And we say, we're Americans. This is what it means. This is how we coordinate. So that's useful, but it's not real, right? You can't touch, you can't feel America. It exists in our collective minds.
What if I made the case, it's this land here?
It's not. I mean, the land exists in reality, but can you touch the border of America?
I can tell you this. Okay, I'm just playing devil's advocate to play
Sure.
devil's advocate. Work with me. I was just, come on, Jill, where were you? Kenya.
Mhm.
I was just in Kenya, and they literally have markers that define the border with Tanzania. They're like, you have 1 foot in Tanzania and 1 foot in Kenya.
Yeah.
Tanzania, Kenya. And they made it tangible.
Okay.
Literally, I could stand
how did
on
they
both.
mark it? It was like sticks or lines or something?
Little cement.
Okay, cool. The cement is real. And then we make the story about the cement. Oh, where the cement is the end of Kenya and the start of the next nation over. So you can have a wall and say, this is the border separating America and Mexico. But the wall is a wall. That's a real thing. The story that the wall separates two nation states isn't real. That doesn't mean it's not important. Just to be clear, because people feel like, oh my God, he's saying it's not real. I love America.
I know you're a huge patriot.
I think it's an awesome concept. And what it is a concept that we all agree to because we realize that that concept has a real impact. That concept allows me and you to relate to something and say, yeah, we all agree to these rules. We agree that if we have a dispute, we're not going to resolve it through combat. We're going to resolve it through civil means.
Okay.
So there's things that are real and there are things that are imaginary. Race is imaginary, and I think it's not useful, right? So if something's imaginary and it's useful, great, let's use it. I think America's a great idea. I don't think race is a good idea. And if you look at the origin of race, it was never meant to be something that was actually good and pro-humanity.
It was meant to make slaves.
It was meant to justify slavery.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And make sure to let me know what guests you want to see on in the future.